Peace, family. So I'm back with another one. Today I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about they not really riding for you. They not really riding for you. And today we talking about your spouses. Your spouses is not riding for you. The people, the closest peers to you. We're not talking about strangers. We're talking about the ones closest to you. They are not riding for you. The thing with riding for certain beings and the people around you and kind of being supportive, just taking on their celebrations and their wins as theirs yours, taking on their losses and like they're yours and picking them up and doing all these things, right? A lot of beings is not riding for you that same way that you ride for them spiritually or physically, and a lot of beings don't even know who they are. So if they don't know who they are, how they gonna know who you are? They not. So they just seeing you as physical protection, not even understanding that, oh, you come with crazy depths of spiritual protection. So when you come with these spiritual depths of protection, that's something that's happening in the invisible world, so it's not seen in the spiritual realm. So that's like a lot of these things are like so huge and understanding, like a lot of beings do not ride for you, and that's why you have so much conflict and you have people who sit around you and watch you go through certain things, you know what I mean? Like we all know that, like, if someone's hungry, the best way to help them is to feed them. It doesn't get any more simpler than that. If you're not feeding them, you're probably giving them some money or pointing them in a direction to where they can get a solution for their problem. Now, we intelligent over here, so we already understand that a lot of us have things that weigh on us from within. So for me understanding that, I know when I'm involved or dealing with other beings and I notice that they got some heavy stuff going on within them, I start figuring out where can I add my sauce or how can I pull some of that weight off of them. That's just my process, and I know that's a lot of our process as well, because we understand that, all right, well, if I got all these bills lined up, I need my car straight, it's like, let's say you just start naming a bunch of things, right? We already know the faster you can check these lists off, the easier it is for you to process things from the inside outwardly. But a lot of beings are being positioned and have the resources or have access to certain things that you may not have access to, and they will refuse to support you or to help you or to ride with you. You know what I mean? Like, you got people that'll ride the Starbucks with you, but they won't help you on an electric bill, So if I don't have any electric, that means that I don't have any Starbucks. But you would rather get me to Starbucks than help me out with the bigger picture. A lot of these beings are using this witchy demonic playbook, so their job is to fish for you. So if I'm your fisherman and I'm always fishing for you, that means you're always going to come back to me. And if I taught you how to fish, then you wouldn't need me. And that's where we process things at. We want to teach people how to fish so you don't need me. I can create my own energy. I can project my own light. I don't need your motherfucking energy to make me feel better. I could sit in my own space for hours, days, weeks, months, and I will still be good in my energy. I wouldn't feel like I'm going crazy because my inner space never got that confusing. So that's how I always know the Most High has been keeping things more clear. And even if it's not the most organized, it is not confused, which is a huge difference. And a lot of beings out here, they feel as though like, if they scratch your back, then that's helping and then that's them riding for you. That is not the same thing. It's not the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, riding for somebody, how the demons will put it, is you gotta have homeboys or a spouse that get in the middle. Let's just look at spouses, because that's where we're at in close people. So say I'm with a female, right? And we at a restaurant and some witchy shit start happening with some males that's out there, you know, and now I have to step in. I am putting myself in danger and in harm's way riding for this person right here. Don't matter how well I know them or what level I know them on. It's just the way my spirit is set up. I'm already out in public with them, so I already took on that responsibility. So my life is at danger. A situation happens where altercation happens. Now I could be gone to my next journey, or I'm gonna manage through this process. That's life or death. But a lot of these beings will not dig in the bank. They will not drive an extra mile. They will not give the extra insight. They will not give the pick-me-up energy spirit to you. You gotta understand and understand that a lot of these beings are masking. They don't fuck with us. They do not fuck with us. They are only here to extract. So if they're extracting and you're using them, meaning like y'all are in the same space and vicinity, then you have to understand from the healthy standpoint, you're extracting as well too. You just have to know how to master your energy so you can project your light harder than that dark shit over there. Because the same way the dark shit is always working, your light should always be working. Same way the dark is always working, your light should always be working. You know what I mean? So even if I have certain time or periods throughout the day where a cloud comes over top of me and it gets a little shadowy, you know what I mean? I understand that, all right, this shadow is, you know, coming from either this being or it's coming from the universe. I done been in my space enough to know that I don't put them kind of clouds and energy over top of myself. And a lot of us have been around and know ourselves enough that we don't put those clouds over top of ourselves. You know, it's a difference between me being in a self-sabotage place, sitting back after doing some computer edits and then just smoking me a couple of blunts back to back. That's different because I know that's not my normal process. You know what I mean? So when I have those moments, I already understand, all right, that's an overindulged moment, and then I'll correct it the next day. There's never a time to where it's like, oh, I broke this, I can't do that, now it's not gonna happen, I gotta restart over. No, it's just you restart the next day. If I miss 2-3 days of workout, I'm gonna start the next day. You know, whenever I get back to it, I'm still going into it. I'm not looking at it like, oh, I took 2-3 days off, so now that means that I gotta get 7 consecutive days in, and I gotta make up this, that, and the third. No, I just gotta stay consistent and making sure I'm getting down there and putting that work in. You know what I mean? And a lot of these beings is not putting in the work. You'll have somebody stab you in the back, and then they'll come back into your life, and instead of dropping all of their energy, spirit, everything that they have to give on the table to show that they are apologetic and sorry, they will be demonic and witchy, and they will use the other playbook to show how entitled and disgusting they are. You know what I mean? And a lot of these people, they gonna have to pay. You don't just get to run around doing ill-intentional shit, especially when everything that's transpiring, that's happening right now, is bigger than us. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much have you done for the next generation? How present are you for the next generation? What kind of information and knowledge are you teaching and showing the next generation? We aren't gonna be here forever. Like motherfuckers is retarded. I be bouncing back and forth between retarded, demonic, and witchy, depending on where my energy is at when I'm communicating with some of these beings. You know what I mean? Because I know none of them got my best interests at heart. None of them have your best interests at heart. You will never in your life ever meet a warrior or a fighter that doesn't understand the rules. You will meet crash dummies, but most of us warriors and fighters, we already understand the rules, you know. So when you are facing like combativeness, or you're constantly repeating the same thing, let's say like you went on a joint venture with somebody and you're covering your area, but you're constantly having to keep asking them about their area. Hey, are you gonna do this? Hey, I mentioned this, that I needed this for this area. Hey, are you gonna help me with, well, we discussed this. Hey, if you gotta keep going back and forth, they're delaying and hindering. They don't have your best interest. They're not trying to fuck with you. You know what I mean? So once you start understanding these things, no, it's not gonna get easier, but it makes it a little bit smoother, you know? Because what happens is, why I said don't make it easier, is because once you show them that you know that tactic, then they're gonna adjust and shift tactics. It's what they do. You know, I was with somebody for 5 years, haven't seen them for 4 or 5 years, or been in that space with them, engaged with them, and they are on the same time. They are in the same energy. They're still using the same words to try to manipulate people. And it's like, you are retarded. Like, you don't realize, like, that shit doesn't work anymore. You telling somebody they're mad doesn't work. It's too much information out here to show that what you're doing is really demonic and is manipulative. You constantly, every day, every 5 minutes, talking about your feelings is demonic and witchy. You have a man with a purpose. There's plenty of stuff you could be doing in that business and engulfing yourself to show this man that you are for him, that you are riding for him. You know, but a lot of people in those positions, and women, they are not going to apply that energy to show you that they're riding for you. They're not going to always be available. They always not going to keep their word. It's going to be a lot of things that transpire to show you that they do not ride for you. So you cannot put yourself in a place to where you're processing, putting your life on the line for a being who's not willing to drop their last down for you. If you ain't dropping your last for me, I'm not putting my life on the line for you. Simple process. I'll watch you get shot all in your face and I'm like, damn, that was a good being. They was a good one. As I stand off to the side, that was a good one. Yeah, I remember that time where, you know, like I was about to get put out and they talking to me about how they just hit for all this money. Like, damn, you already know that my cycles, I'm not always in this space, so you could at least looked out. But you're going to still hang around and come around me. You're going to come over and smoke with me. You're going to bring me a cheeseburger here and there. You're going to do all these little spoon feeding things instead of helping me get this spot right here. Boom, I know what I need help at. Boom, help me get there. You see how I elevate and process. Boom, I get to infinity and beyond. You already know I spend my shit back around double. So if you gave me a 5, I give you 10 back. That's how I process, you know? Because to me, I don't need a bank to build interest on me. I know that motherfucker did something off the strength. I'm going to send it back off the strength. That's just how it works. A lot of these beings out here is controlling and manipulative, and they are not on that type of time. They are not riding with you or for you. And they'll show you that on numerous occasions when they talking shit about you and gossiping to other people and then coming back in your face and making it seem like, oh, it's all good, or it was an accident, or blah, 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 blah. You know, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? To me, what I do now is I just ignore the demons or the witchy motherfuckers. If I'm talking out loud, because I know a lot of them don't before me, because I talk a lot about my purpose and the content. And a lot of them don't like the fact that you guys have given me some validity, that the creator has allowed me in this position. So now the tactics that some of the people used to work on me before, they not able to do those because now I'm more solid in my position. And the thing is, before with men, they already knew I would punch them in the face, but now they know that I'm even more solid on wanting to punch them in the face. And the women, now I'm even a bigger dick. Yo, it is funny. It is funny. I have never met so many women who've never been taught shit, but then say, hey, you're doing amazing, but you have really bad teaching methods. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not regular Western society, so if you don't fuck with my methods, I completely understand. There's no hard feelings. You'll find another nigga that won't teach you shit. Most men ain't out here teaching. That's the thing. Even when you got demonic men and you get with a woman who's left somebody, I was with him for 2 years, I was with him for 5 years, I was with him for 10 years, and then you meet her and you be like, bitch, you don't know shit. You was with a man for 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, and you don't know a thing. How? I I just want to Millie rock and slap the shit out of somebody. Every time I run into one of these fucking weird women out here, I just be thinking like, damn, you just giving your trashy box away for the low. Like, you stacking up mileage and all kind of shit, and then you're coming around with no substance. And then you're being combative and not even a good listener. It's like, it's easy to get past family members and people who are the same sex as you. But when you start dealing with the opposite sex not riding for you, and then they're pretending like they in your space, that's what makes you perceive things completely different. You know, I was raised and taught, you know, I gotta protect and provide and do all these things, and I gotta, you know, men worry about men. As I got older, I realized y'all women are disgusting and dangerous. So for me, it's like, in the Western world, you got about 90% trash garbage. A small 10% is out here, you know, so you have to create realms like this so that way that 10% can have a place to migrate to. Even if it's people that's in here that's part of the 10%, hey, this is just a space for all of us. It's not a 10% space for, oh yeah, you're all mine. You come here, you come here, you come here, you come here. I need all of you guys. No, it's a space for everybody to congregate at, because my energy might not be the 10%, you know, that she, you know, I'm saying 10% meaning the 10% of healthy, divine female women that is nurturing, not walking around with their ovaries on the outside. You know, do you know when your ovaries are on the outside, you got testicles, right? You got what I got. So that when women start bulking up like that, I tell them, put their nuts away. Put your nuts away. Because when your nuts is out, I have to perceive you as a man. So then I'm fighting the concept of punching you in your shit. Shut the fuck up. It's a very simple process. I teach my daughter this as well too. A man will kill you before police can get to you. Don't be retarded like these Western women and think, oh, well, I gotta be strong. I gotta speak up for myself. Yes, and it may be your last words because you're being retarded. You're being retarded. If you are around a demonic witchy man, then you have to be extremely intelligent on how the fuck you can get away. Simple process, because them motherfuckers will wipe you out. But if you're dealing with healthy beings and a healthy male, then you don't have to resort to those tactics. Because most likely that healthy male is willing to drop everything on the line for you. And I'm pretty sure it's already been proven and shown multiple times, you know. It's just we don't have a lot of those experiences. And a lot of the experiences that we do have with the decent ones is usually when we're younger. So then you're like, oh, I remember such and such was, and then you got a whole list of all these demons you just dealt with. You know what I'm saying? So it's based off proximity. It's not you attract these shits. You know, as people are seeking us out, they sought us out. People are researching us, they learning us, you know. And you don't smell your own scent. I could do this all day, right? But I don't know what the fuck I smell like. I don't know what I smell like. I hear all the time, oh, you smell good, you smell nice. And I don't put on any fake fragrances or anything. Just, I guess my natural odor is cool. But I say that to say, you don't see your light. You don't know how bright you willy beaming when you pull up and then everybody throwing their shades on because your ass is just too lit. You know what I mean? Or you walk around people and it's a shaded dim area and everybody's squinting their eyes. You know what I mean? And it's just physical representations. But you can tell when you'll sense it, you'll feel it. It's always gonna be there, you know what I mean? But I ain't wanna run it up too long, you know what I mean? A lot of these beings is not riding for you. They are not riding for us. They are not riding. They are not loyal, and they are gonna show that they don't support us, you know? They don't support you. They are not here for us, they're here for themselves. You know what I mean? Tap in everything down below, the description, you know what I'm saying? I got all the links to everything down there. Peace and love to the kings and queens.